Welcome back. You're now tuned into the other side of sports. I'm your host, Laws in the building. We got D, we got Aaron rocking out. We got a packed show. A lot of stuff we're going to get into. We're going to get our question of the day. Kwame Brown, comeback player of the year. We're going to talk about it. Hogan for president. He making moves, trying to do stuff to get back in that hot seat. NBA playing Stearns Orders 2.0. Y'all already know. NFL news, going to talk Carrigan, Rashad Bateman. I seen a video. Ah, Lamar, bro, you might want me on your team, champ. Packers make some signings to try to compensate for the whole Aaron Rodgers situation. And then we're going to talk about what rookie we most excited to see, and maybe some other stuff I might slip in there. Just for starters, we got some news, young. In the news, you got Kanye West walking around with Candace Owens. Is you surprised?
I think that's a match made in heaven.
There's so much coonery and genius all in one place, dog. It just
Artistic genius. Let's be clear.
yeah, artistic genius. Dog, and it's funny because Candace Owens' job like flipped the script. She used to be talking reckless against our people. Now she all black empowerment. She sound like
When?
the younger dog. As of late, she been going hard body in the other direction, dog.
When was this?
I ain't see this. I
As
saw
of late,
before she
dog.
used to be like that, like way back before she took the break.
Nah, she trying to get back on the right side of yeah.
You gonna have to
I'm
edit
just
that in the main show. I gotta see this.
Yeah, I
okay.
didn't. I didn't know that
I'm
either.
had to bring that joke for next week and stuff. Uh, but of course, we have our question of the day. Shout out to my man, Little Christian. We're gonna try to get him on here because I know he listens to the show faithfully every week, and I know he has input on who gonna win these NBA playoffs and playing games. So we're gonna get to that later in the show. But for starters, we have the question of the day. Question of the day comes in. It says, I'm 28. I have a child 6 months, and his father is, I let me hold up. Let me take that off. So his father is not and has never been involved. I have a strong family support system, which is an absolute blessing. A year ago, I met my 28-year-old boyfriend while he was in my area working as a contract laborer. He historically doesn't stay longer than a few months in an area for a job, but has stuck around here on his current job to be with me. In a year, the job wraps up and he plans to return home, but he wants my son and I to move with him. He adores my son and is looking into ways to renovate his home to accommodate us as well as help me find employment and build a support system near his home. I love this man and would move in a heartbeat, but I would be wrong for but would I be wrong for moving my child away from the only family he's ever known? Am I being selfish, putting my wants over what could be the best for my child? I know it's pretty far away, but I want to start preparing. Any advice is welcome. This is breaking me. I live in VA and his home is in Cali.
Mm, that's cross country right there.
Cross country. That's on the other side, 4 hour difference. Young. Log it in.
Right.
So she got a. I'm a little bit confused. She has a 6-month-old child, but a boyfriend from a year ago.
I don't it says yeah.
He doing the
Yeah.
calculations.
Oh yeah.
He doing
Dog,
9 months
mathematician.
plus 6 months.
Oh yeah, dog. So that ain't his child. Maybe he was just the Herb Johnson auto Bama just hanging in the background. And
Ah,
then,
I know some
you
jokers
know,
like that. Okay.
and then Youngin was like, I mean, or maybe they was talking and then, it was just inconsistent and she was out here floating, got seated up. Now she like, "Yeah, I need somebody with me because this is real in the field.
So she
I
wanted the
mean,
bad guy. That's who she wanted to date. Got pregnant by him. Now
Right.
that life is hard, she ready for the stable guy.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's what it sounds like based on what we just read. That that's what it sounds like, unfortunately. And
so Is he wifing the Joe? Because it
That's
seemed like he just about to take on an escapade across country and keep her on a rope till he get tired, then send her back.
that's the key. Like my answer might surprise y'all, but if the Bama marrying her, I say go. If you know what I mean, if the father not involved and it's no male role in the child's life, and this dude is willing to take you in, even given the situation, as long as the joint come with a wedding ring, I say that might be the best move for you.
Yeah, I'm shocked by that response, and I had to look up at the sky because I did.
The key is not to go like, oh, he got to be like, okay, we proposed, might be married before you even pack your bags and move, but just
The
sometimes young
Justice of
just
the
be
Peace
chasing
Joe, the
stability.
courthouse Joe.
However, it got to come
Uh-huh.
because
But I,
everybody, you know what I mean.
yeah, I see what you're saying. It
It's a
can't be.
boy.
It
He be
can't
the
be
father in the house, dog.
right, and
You
it can't
can't
just
you
be
can't
something in
take
her head.
you can't take a chance, dog, with the situation where you're gonna basically uproot your life
She
for
don't have
this
a life.
dude. You right. You right. I mean, you still uprooting the circumstances because I mean, her family's here, her support system's here. So you're gonna move out away from your support system
You know what
to
they
be with
saying
a
behind the
dude who
scenes?
not.
Praise the Lord. Somebody they thought they was gonna have to take that voyage for 18 years with her.
But my question is, did he say? I might have missed this that he was gonna take in the child too, like be
Yeah,
the.
he's
Yeah,
swooping
he
all the
said
way in.
he going go ahead, be handyman and make a room and a space for a little man.
I mean,
Cape
but
fluttering in the
No,
breeze,
first of all,
dog.
listen, the child is 6 months. I don't know if the Bama really staying overnight at the Slim house because kids be waking up like 3, 4 times.
yeah,
That's a
especially at
that's a
6 months.
that's
Yeah,
a
But
real
youngins
situation.
with babies, they'll put that joint in the stroller and then do what they got to do and then attend to what they got to attend to when you hit the door.
man.
So
If he's all the way in, I agree with Aaron in the premise. If he's all the way in, and not that he's just all the way in, that he's also a good. You would
yeah,
deem him as
he
a good
worth it.
father figure. Yeah, because you don't
Yeah.
want him to be like, yeah, I'll take care of your son and the joke as a tyrant. You know what I'm
Then
saying?
that
And then
Bama be selling drugs by
right,
13 and
right.
be like, yo, what happened, dog? I thought she was a contract laborer. This Bama out here. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, yeah,
But if
if
it
he a
all
good dude,
lines up,
he gonna take on that responsibility, and
right?
he's serious about that. Like, I mean, ain't too many buses gonna come past your way after 1 a.m. in
Nah.
the morning, dog. The
Nah.
buses stop coming. So
And I tip my hat to any guy that takes care of another
dog,
man's child.
yeah,
Man,
you a different kind. Like, you know,
hop on, sign up, stamp that joint and get
Right.
out there.
yeah,
Especially a
yeah,
baby this young.
Right.
yeah,
Which could be a good thing because then you can try to mold him
yeah,
at this
yeah.
point.
That's
The
true.
And you
child
ain't got
just
to. Oh, go ahead.
no, 'cause I was gonna say at least
They'll only know you
right.
as their father. I mean, but
Because we saw a video earlier where the dude was fixing the little girl bike, and she said, and the mom said, "Oh, look at dad." The little girl said, "That's not my daddy. He in jail and I miss him." I'm
Oh
like, what?
wow. See, that too much has happened. That's the
yeah,
thing. Whereas this
yeah,
on the six months, there's no
that's a fact.
memories.
It's no
Yeah,
comparison
no
or
memories.
no
I mean,
contrast to
I
another
think
dude.
though, just for the child's sake, don't try to be lying to the child. Like this, your bio, like
Yeah,
just
just
need to
be
keep it 100, though. Just
yeah.
need to keep it 100, because the charade gonna come to an end at some point. So, I mean, if you getting a fresh start with main man, make sure you taking that serious too.
Yeah, you got
I mean,
wedding dates and
yeah,
engagement ring and everything. Don't go on
yeah,
some anecdotal type my
Right.
feeling
yeah,
stuff. Don't do that.
He had you
yeah.
for the summer and then send you back.
Right.
you already
Be
know.
right back in VA.
And the
You
father, the
already know.
father gonna be like, "See, I knew that Drake wasn't mine." It's you know how Bama's brains work. Even
Right.
if it's not true, even if it's to justify him not being there, he gonna have all kind of stuff to say. I mean, she still got to have a conversation with him too. The
Right.
Bama's still the father, even though she say he don't do nothing. I've seen
Yeah.
personally a
At
lot of
least,
women
at
say
least
that to
try. Yeah.
justify the kind of
Yeah.
moves they want to make anyway.
Yeah.
But their
They trying to
conversation has
strip
to be had because he's still the
facts.
father,
Yeah.
if he
Facts.
is the father.
Yeah. So yeah, nah, that's that. I think that's solid advice. On to some sports. So I'm trying to figure out, should we get to the serious stuff or should we get to the play stuff? Dog, this Bama, we can just get to
The
it.
play stuff is the serious stuff.
Yeah, you right. The Bama, listen, I'm about to play the clip so y'all can see and just get a little bit of a. You can just ascertain a little bit of where we coming from. How this Bama overnight, because he's still on a tour right now. He's still on a social media tour right now, going hamburger no cheese. At Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson is completely out of control, dog. But I'm gonna let y'all be the judge because I changed my whole perception on Kwame Brown.
Did you edit the video or you gonna let it ride?
Nah, we going. I ain't editing nothing.
I get to the locker room and the word done got around. I broke my hand because I ain't come for workout. So Udonis Haslam was like, "Yeah, nigga, I heard you was swinging like this and swinging like a girl. You uppercut like this." And I looked at him and I said, "He went to bed though." That kind of explains the whole thing. Right before the draft, I broke my fourth metatarsal. So now I got 2 broken bones and a broken bone in my wrist. So now my whole shot, my whole hand, everything is a little bit different. But they were aware of the situation. This is what you guys don't know. They never drafted me with the intentions of me staying on Washington Wizards. If anybody, I'll say that again. They never drafted Kwame Brown with the intentions of being the number 1 draft pick. I was supposed to be traded. MJ was a 39-year-old man. He's from an era where, and that's why I'm not bashing him. I'm not saying this to bash him, but MJ is from an era where young guys did not play. I think John Sally just said this on Vlad TV. The era that they're from is young guys had to prove themselves and earn the right to play. You could say it's wrong, you could say it's right, you could say whatever, but that's the era that he's from. I was drafted in order to be traded for Elton Brand to come to the Wizards so MJ can get into the playoffs and compete for a championship. So the fact that none of the sports writers and the beat writers never asked, MJ is a very shrewd businessman. What company ever bought a product that they had time to look at, examine? They check your mind, they check your heart, your blood, they check your family. They know everything about you. What company that know everything about you then turns around and bash the product that they put out? That's because
it don't make sense to invest in something and then turn around. But yeah.
Right. That's because MJ did not get what he wanted. Abe Poland did not allow me to get traded because they made so many trades. And this part is alleged, but allegedly there was an argument between MJ and Abe Poland that he wanted to trade me for Elton Brand. Elton Brand was killing at this point. You know, he's double easy, 20 and 12, 20 and 14, makes business sense. You're an aging, older guy. Why wouldn't you want a guy who's proven? I never took it personal. I knew this the entire time. So for people to say what they saying and keep regurgitating things that they hear, and I just be like, we must be living in a simulation or something. Because Gilbert Arenas, this guy, he know me. And the fact that he was up there trying to pretend like he was defending me or he my friend. Let me tell you a story about Gilbert. Gilbert came to see, first of all, Gilbert one of them ignorant ass niggas. He's going to always, white folks is always going to put Gilbert in front of somebody's camera because he's toxic. His mentality, he's a little boy in the inside. He ain't no man. He was in a draft.
Dog, that's just a clip. For context, because I know people want context. Gilbert Arenas was on All the Smoke podcast with Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes, and they were talking about the Wizards. They were talking about, asking Gil about his life and circumstances, things that he, experienced, playing in Cali and all this stuff. And he brought up Kwame Brown. Well, he was talking about Kwame Brown, and he's basically, from the way it sounded, he really wasn't slandering Kwame like that. What happened was Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, or Steven Jackson made a comment about Matt Barnes suggesting that Kwame Brown was like this great player, and then they just started snickering and laughing, like it was almost like they were being sarcastic about it. And Kwame Brown didn't take too kindly to it. And this is just a snippet. I mean, it's a whole hour and 15 minutes of him just kind of breaking down. I mean, this dude within 24 hours has changed my whole perception. I thought he was everything that the media said he was, dog. And listening to him, it makes perfect sense that they swindled me, dog. I got swindled. I got to apologize to Kwame Brown. I don't even know the man, but where he talking now, I'm like, this dude on a different wavelength right now. What did you think of the comments, all right? D?
I was, like you're saying, I was very surprised because based on what the media always said about Kwame Brown is not what I was shocked to see what he was doing. And this is the thing about what I was seeing. The story he told and the way he told it, I took it as truth because he was honest about the everything, even about him punching like a girl. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if he even want to tell that part of the story, he didn't have to tell that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it was certain things that he was saying. It was just like he was just being honest about everything that happened, whether good or bad, for himself. And I was like, this is interesting, man, that Kwame Brown, of all people of his career, that he's coming out and saying these things. And so I watched one of the videos. I hadn't watched the other ones, but I did watch the one. And I was just like, when he was going on Gil, he was going on Steven. I mean, he was going on all of them. And I was just like, yo.
He said the Bama Matt Bonds wear pretty shoes. I said, son, dog, hey, Kwame Brown a real one, dog. He a real one. We reached out. We had our team reach out, see if we can get him. It looked like he on a solo mission right now to redeem and reclaim his respect back. We ain't heard nothing from Kwame Brown in 20 years, dog.
Right.
When he was playing, I didn't hear the Bama voice.
He never spoke.
And now
y'all think because I'm quiet, I'm soft. Okay.
Dog. The Bama was telling so many stories. He told a story about how when who was the coach of the team? Doug
Collins.
Doug Collins. He said Doug Collins brought in all these tough guys to try to like bully ball them or whatever. And he was just like, Bama was elbowing them and just doing the most, young. And he was like, the jump was just stupid. Like he was just running the team into the ground. He was just telling all the stories of like, we used to see the team just crumble and fumble. I'm like, young, what is wrong with these dudes? And he basically just kind of exposed it all, dog. And it was kind of refreshing to hear because we knew there was so much dysfunction on the team. He told stories about how Gil used to get arrested all the time, pump faking in the city, and Banners from DC would basically press him out. Yeah, press him out, and he would just, be just pump faking all day. And so listen, I don't want to say I'm like I have a detection for like
BS,
like the fake, young, yeah, like the fugazi, the fake stuff that's not real. Like I just detect it already. Like, oh, this Bama pump faking. Oh, this Bama soft. He not real. Whatever. Dog, Kwame Brown, young, this Bama real, dog. He a real one. The Bama is still on IG. He got a video. He got his feet up on his tractor. He was like, young, y'all pretty shoes wearing type dudes. I can't even use the language he used, but he was just like, y'all wearing these pretty shoes. I'm out here in my work boots. Y'all don't know nothing about this. Y'all think I'm hurting. I got land. Y'all Bamas don't own no land. Y'all on the networks working for the white man, trying to get them to like you. And he's like, all y'all do on y'all platform is talk about black dudes and just try to put black people down. And he's like, y'all done barked up the wrong tree, essentially. And he's like, how y'all want all the smoke, but y'all talk about me, but don't have me on the show. Then of course, the media is going to run with it. So Rachel Nichols and people, they asking Matt Barnes and them about this situation on TV. And dog, I'm telling you, Kwame a real one, dog. All the respect that was lost over the year, he done earned it back in 24 hours, dog. Comeback player of the year.
All-time favorite wizard.
All
Especially
time.
Kwame Brown.
Stamp it, dog. Cause dog, real recognize real.
And another thing is like that he was explaining was like when you take it out of the context of basketball and how everybody's so infatuated with sports and that means more than everything else, and you just look at it from a man standpoint, from a humanistic standpoint, he's dead right, dog. Yeah. You got two Bamas on national TV code switching. Like you see, if you go on IG and you see how Matt Barnes is talking to Bamas in the comments and threatening everybody, playing tough. Same thing with Steven Jackson. Then they get on TV, put on the bow tie and then start, like code switching back and forth. And it's always based on some type of like negativity and just like this fake tough guy image that a lot of these guys, we talked about the fake tough NBA Bamas over and over and over
or
again.
the OC stunting, like it's like to get validation and all this extra stuff. And Kwame Brown just like, dog, I'm just a regular Bama. I'm just chilling, doing my.
And I wanted life. I could be a busted basketball, but the Bama said he bought his mother a house at 18. Said the Bama had to play. He had to go to the park with no shoes on and play a dude for his shoes to get shoes when he was a kid, and left the court with shoes. You know what I mean? Like so, the fact that he been out the league for 5-6 years. If he still got money and still got land, that's a lot of guys.
13-year career.
Right, but it's a lot of guys be out the league 3-4 years that made 2-3 times as much as him and go flat broke. Mm-hmm. So if you look at it from an overall standpoint of life, people keep making him the punchline of a joke. A lot of these Bamas out here stacking boxes and stuff like that. Like he just trying to make it clear, like, okay, y'all got this one basketball joke, but y'all not gonna make me out like I'm not a man.
Yeah.
The man didn't tell a lie that I saw.
Dog. And he gonna keep going, dog. Like, I mean.
Suge Knight had to sign this Bama, dog. And he going on that Death Row tour. Like, he put out, it might be 7 videos.
He put out 7 videos within 24 hours. And he all going hamburger, no cheese in every one of them. And, like, you got, like, listen, it don't sound like he telling no lies.
And they're funny. Because Harold couldn't play the real stuff. That's by far the lightest. I'm shocked you found a segment that long, Paul, where you didn't have to put any beeps in the joint. The stuff that he's saying that you can't play on a podcast is hilarious.
Yeah, you're right, dog.
It's hilarious.
I had to parcel through that, John. I was like, let me get this one. But he gives insight into the organization, into the franchise, the whole MJ story and situation. Dog, it makes complete sense.
We working on that.
And we know MJ was like that too, dog. Where it's his way or the highway because he's so used to just everything being catered to him.
And pre-social media, it was basically like Land of the Favorites. Like whoever you like more, that's the story you believe.
Mm-hmm. Dog, my mind was mesmerized, dog. Because even when you didn't hear Kwame Brown's name without Bus associated with it ever during that time. And I looked at Michael Jordan because that was the man. I was like, young, he could do no wrong. Even when the Bama was ripping our whole franchise apart, I was looking at the Bama like, young, if he just get one piece to help him, dog. Like the Bama 45, dog. But when he glassed that Bama shot, I'm like, young, he can still do it, dog.
But now also seeing him as a GM for 10, 15 years or owner and having control and seeing that he was great at playing basketball, but that doesn't necessarily translate to all aspects of the game.
Because he looking at the game through his eyes from when he played.
Like you can just do it. Like you can will yourself to win.
Yeah,
everybody don't have it.
The whole, like I used to yell at Bama's on the football field, run faster, dog. Bama's just only going to run as fast as they can run, dog. Like it just.
Your 40 time is your 40 time.
Yeah, so, I mean, to endure that type of situation, scrutiny, we ain't hear not like, I mean, you heard stories about Kwame Brown. I mean, he was 18, he was young, but you ain't really hear no stories like we heard with Gil. This Bama Gil brought guns in the locker room, doing all this reckless, like, he told a story about how Gil tried to get him kicked off the team. Just a whole bunch of stuff, dog.
And he
Jones
stayed in the
crazy.
league 12, 13 years. That's another thing that I didn't even realize until he was going through. Like, he didn't live up to the expectations of the number one pick.
Correct.
But the Bama was in the league 13 years. He made $70 million. So,
Yeah. Dog, yeah. I mean, y'all, if you want to go through the tapes, dog, he right now is might be Kevin Samuels, Umar, and then Kwame Brown
right there.
Right there. Right
he might
there,
got
dog.
Umar beat to me.
To me,
he might be the 2 seed.
He keep going at this rate, dog. He gonna be 2 seed by the middle end of the summer, dog.
Wait, did you see the video with him in his truck with the sharecropper hat on?
Oh yeah.
Where he starts singing R. Kelly. Dog. Bama
The Bama is pure comedy. And I think he know it too. And this is, it actually is genius because he waited long enough for Bama's to really like there's almost like a backhanded entry that goes into it because you never heard the Bama talk before. So now that he's talking so much, it's like you want to hear everything he got to say because it's like
you might never get to hear it again.
15 years of picked up frustration and information we ain't never got to hear. Oh man, dog. Hey, so
and when Bama's quiet, you just assume they can't talk. But the fact that he's been spied on and like this hilarious, it's borderline shock, though.
Yeah, I listen.
Like, is this really Kwame Brown? I had to look. Like, hold on, no way.
The first video, I was when somebody put it up and they were saying basically what it was about. I was like, I had planned. The Jones said an hour and 15 minutes. You know how we do, Aaron. We look at the video. Jones say more than 10 minutes. I just be like,
right.
Let me know what he's saying.
Let me know what he's saying. Yeah. So I clicked it, and I was like, all right, let me just watch the first 5 minutes. Out the gate, he was cooking with gas, dog. Out the gate, and then I literally looked back, and I was 35 minutes into the video, dog. And I was like, this Bama is still cooking with gas after 35 minutes.
No dull moment in an hour video.
Dog, with no music in the background, no, like nothing. No extra stuff. Like, I mean, the Bama on his camera phone. So, dog, that's a gift, dog. That's a talent right there. To keep Bama's captivated for that long of a period of time. So, yeah, I'm hooked, dog. I'm hooked. Before we get into the NBA, because we're gonna talk NBA playoffs, Stearns orders, all that stuff. Dog, Governor Hogan, dog, he trying to make a bid for president. I think he is, dog. Governor Larry Hogan signs 226 bills into Maryland law Tuesday, including one legalizing sports betting. So I'm gonna read through this article. This is from the Baltimore, CBS Baltimore. They got an article. It says Maryland Governor Larry Hogan is signing 226 bipartisan bills into law Tuesday, including one legalizing sports betting in his state. They are also enacting the Jordan McNair Safe and Fair Play Act, which provides critical health and safety measures for student athletes, as well as multiple pieces of legislation to make the K through 12 schools safer. All right. Hogan is also signing bills to allow restaurants and bars to sell cocktails to go and deliver alcohol through June 2023. The governor is also signing laws to help support Maryland veterans in replacing the state song, which he said is a relic of the Confederacy and is clearly outdated and out of touch. The Jordan McNair Safe and Fair Play Act is named after the former University of Maryland. So, most of y'all know the University of Maryland player who died from heat exhaustion from the workouts out on the field.
Yeah.
It says, in addition to allowing college athletes to earn money from the use of their name, likeness, and image. It requires athletic departments to implement guidelines to prevent, assess, and treat serious sports-related conditions. This bill is an important statement that our state government is going to prioritize the health and financial needs of our student athletes, said Dale Brooke Learman, a Democratic who's a bill sponsor. More than a dozen states have approved laws to allow athletes to be compensated for use of their name, image, and likeness, or NIL for short. I think it's something nationally that's beginning to pick up steam on a specific issue of name, image, and likeness. Republicans who sponsor the legislation, the NCAA has dragged its feet for so long on this issue. It makes no sense to me why a student athlete can't earn money based on their names, image, and likeness. California was the first state to approve a law allowing athletes to receive NIL compensation, but its law does not take effect until 2023. Several states, including Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, and New Mexico, are set to go in effect as early as July 1st. Actions by state legislatures has put pressure on finding national response to avoid a patchwork of state laws. In March, NCAA President Mark Emmert told the New York Times he would recommend that college sports governing bodies approve new rules before or as close to July 1st, when the new laws are scheduled to go into effect for those 5 states. While health and provisions in Maryland state affect this year, the NIL provisions don't take effect until 2023 in the state. We set the start date out pretty far so that we can adapt if we need to, Reedy says. Here's the look at some of the other legislations Hogan signed today. Sports betting, so he allows sports betting in Maryland and in the state song and in alcoholic deliveries. No, is this change to the legislation gonna impact anything?
The sports betting for sure. You know I can't wait. Other than
No,
that,
the sports betting, yeah, but I'm talking about the NCAA and them trying to allow the players to be able to earn bread for the image and likeness.
I mean, that eventually is going to come, especially since California was the first state to do it. You don't want to have, well, they don't want to have a system where students going to feel incentivized to only play in one state. So all of the Pac-12 school or Pac-10 schools would just load up with the best talent and have it kind of where it's segmented like that. So I think they're trying to nudge some of these other states to be like, hey, you're going to have to get on board or your team, especially in the SEC, are going to suffer. So I think they're just trying to wait around till you get some of these Republicans to kind of do their part to go ahead and pay them black boys and then allow them to move forward.
No, this is going to be a game changer. I know they try to push it out for a lot of them to 2023 because they trying to wait to see how, you know how I go. They want to see how I shake out first before they jump in the water. Is the water cold? That jump hot? You know what I'm saying? What it's looking like. But if they open this up, this could be the segue or the game changer to allow the athletes to have more control over their destinies, over their, their revenues. I mean, it's going to be interesting, dog, because now the school, but you know how business is. They already don't have, they might going to take the names off the jerseys.
Some schools do that already. Why would you go there if you can go to a school like, some of the schools, because they've done this already so far when you look at the facilities, they're going to create an environment where the young Bammers want to come, and you're going to have to compete with that. You don't have to get all of the schools to buy in. You just need one school to set an environment where guys is like, oh, man. And that'll be the Kentucky or the Alabama in football. You know what I mean? You need one school. And that's kind of what's going to drive the competition and then eventually get it to where it needs to be.
Yeah, and that kind of stems also from, you remember how we used to play college football and how that all went away because of this very reason?
They took the games. Those are $1 billion games that sold. They took them jumps off.
Took it away because O'Bannon brothers like, nah, that was that whole thing. And they were like, nah, y'all gonna have to start paying us. And so you're seeing this thing. They started talking about it a long time ago. And now finally they're starting to make some actual action on what they were talking about with this. And I think that's going to be good for these student athletes. But of course, if they can't control it, then, they're always going to deem it as a problem.
Always got to control it, dog. That's one of the rules of business. How can I control it?
Yeah. So we're going to see.
Yeah, that definitely is a fact. Speaking of control, Stern's Orders 2.0 in full effect this year. Y'all already know. Did y'all hear me? I said Stern's Orders in full effect 2.0. Now, I did get it wrong because I just didn't think that they would allow for the Lakers to have to match up against Steph Curry and the Warriors. But then I thought about it a little deeper. Now, if you look at the playoff structure, you see that the Lakers are the 7th seed and the Warriors are the 8th seed. Now, if either one of these teams lose, they actually have another opportunity to play and get back into the playoffs. So if the Lakers lose, they don't really truly lose. They just go into another playing game versus a team that they definitely had an opportunity to beat. You know, Stern's order's not going to let them lose to the Grizzlies. Stern's order's not going to let them lose to the Spurs. Like, it's just not going to happen. When you look at player approval ratings and team approval ratings, you know, it's no competition. So this is the way for them to double dip. Y'all know what I'm talking about is true. They double dipping. They got the game that everybody want to see, because you can't sit here and say you don't want to see the Lakers matched up against the Warriors. You want to see that matchup. That's going to earn big dollars and big revenue. Of course. Either one lose, they still get another chance to redeem themselves and get into the A spot versus a team that, I mean, a lot of people think the Utah Jazz is good. I like Donovan Mitchell. I like the roster that they had. But dog, there's no way you could tell me that the Warriors can't beat them or the Lakers can't beat the Utah Jazz in that A spot. And the Suns, a lot of people like them. They comeback story of the year. You know, Monty Williams, all that good stuff. Yeah, praise them if you want to. But the simple fact is that, do you see the Suns beating the Warriors or the Lakers? We know Chris Paul, that Bama injury prone when it get crunch time. So I just, this is the way for Stern. The spirit of Stern orders can continue on, dog, in the hearts and minds of the people, dog.
Yeah.
Do y'all believe it or not? Is this conspiracy theories or am I speaking facts?
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you want to make money. Think about that team too. That, you know, they got to get Bron. They got to get the Lakers. I mean, I'm sorry, they got to get Bron and the Lakers in there. They got to get the Warriors. I mean, these were teams in recent history that were at the top, so they want to continue that role, and they need to get the money. Last year's season was a wash in terms of revenue because of everything that happened.
Every series going 7 games that they can milk out of that.
That's exactly. That's why they had to play all
that bread back.
Yeah,
bro.
That's the whole.
The playing games is genius. I can't even.
Yes,
lie.
it is.
Because the jump, it's like, dog. It's a way to see. This is what people don't realize. Shout out my man Lai. He said, yeah, they gotta get as many out of LeBron. Yeah, he on the way out, dog. So yeah, they gotta milk it. Right. But dog, the play-in games is a way. Dog, this is so genius, dog. These Bammers done swindle everybody. It's a way for them Bammers to get extra bread and ensure that the team that they want to get into the playoffs get into the playoffs. See, before with the structure, it's just the top 8 is cut off. You make it in, you make it in. You don't make it in, oh well. But if a team was like on the brink of not making it in, they didn't have no way to like finagle it. They just had to deal. They just had to deal with the chips how they fell. And so if they went in and they, you know, because sometimes the league, they'll get real aggressive when it's Stern's orders in play. They'll get real aggressive with the officiating and everything. So they're like, yeah, how can we back up the officiating just a hair where we can still control it and finesse it, but at the same time, it don't look egregious? Because what was happening is they had to get egregious with it to get the teams that they wanted to get in the jump. The bubble helped them because they were like, yeah, we can fandangle this. We can change the structure and it don't look odd because of the circumstances. So these Bammers, I'm telling you, these businessmen that are part of, that's why I like when people talk about like, you know, making changes in, you know, do the players have the ability and the power and stuff like that? Dog, some of these executives and people who are involved in the business of the NBA and making the jump thrive, these Bammers are top level geniuses, dog, when it comes to swindling Bammers out of cash, dog. They done figured turned every rock and stone to figure out how to milk for bread, dog. Best believe it. And they are, go ahead, D.
Yeah, no, you're right. They're just trying to ensure the best team plays in the actual playoffs by having the player. You're ensuring this. So a team that may have a down year because of injury, and they're just trying to claw their way back into the playoffs, like the Lakers. In this sense, this is a perfect way of doing it.
Perfect.
'Cause who really wants to watch a team like the hate to say it, the Suns? Who's really gonna watch the Suns? Unless you have to be a fan of this.
You gotta live out Phoenix. Bro.
Yeah, you got to be a diehard fan because people are gonna watch the Lakers and they're gonna watch the Warriors over the Suns.
Dog, you know how I know. Dog, if it's the top selling drink at 7-Eleven, it's not gonna be on the back of the shelf. It's gonna be as soon as you walk in, they're gonna have a little refrigerator right there by the door where all the energy drinks that's top sellers, dog. So on your way out, you go, oh yeah, let me get these energy. Like they know what they doing, bro.
They know what they're doing.
And this joint is perfect because you know what? People gonna be looking at it like, young, they're gonna be into the whole matchup, Steph Curry versus LeBron, because ultimately that's a matchup you want, but you only get it for one game, and it don't cost you nothing from a business standpoint. It only give you more. You know what I'm saying? It only gives you more.
Yeah.
Now, question is, do you think the Lakers or the Warriors gonna win? Who gonna win the game?
It's no way in hell they're gonna let LeBron be out the playoffs. It's no way in hell.
They not gonna risk it. So they winning the game tomorrow night versus the Warriors. That's what you're telling me.
They can live without the Warriors in the playoffs. They cannot live without the Lakers.
Right.
Because TV's getting shut down. Bama's not even gonna watch the rest. Because Brooklyn is a shoo-in. They need that Lakers versus Brooklyn championship game.
Too big.
Clippers versus Brooklyn, maybe they tolerate it. I'm just saying worst case scenario. Let's say
That's,
injury had whatever. But they are not going to let LeBron miss this drink, dog. They can't afford for somebody to turn an ankle in the second game and be out, dog. No, they need him in there.
And then he's playing Phoenix if they win. That's a perfect matchup in my opinion for the Lakers.
They're going to dog walk Phoenix, dog. They're going to dog walk Phoenix. I mean, that's a warm-up series for you.
Okay. I don't think the Lakers are in a place right now to be guaranteeing anything. Only thing that I'm guaranteeing is Stern's orders. Like, the revenue generates usually what I think when it comes to basketball. Yeah. So I feel like they're going to make something happen. But the way the Lakers are playing in the injury situation, I don't know that it's just like a walk in the park playing Phoenix.
Dog, it's Phoenix, bro.
It's not the same Phoenix, dog.
But where's their playoff experience outside of Chris Paul? These Bama's won 15 games last year, 18 games. To me, I don't care that they're the second seed. It's a shortened season. They, and then they got to play a monster, either the Warriors or the
Lakers.
If you want to do wings, I'll take Phoenix over the Warriors.
But not the Lakers, though.
No, because I'm not picking them to beat the Lakers. Listen, I'm just saying I don't think this is one of those.
I'll take that. I
see what you're saying.
I'll take wins on the Warriors.
I got you.
I don't think it's a breeze like sweet. Like when I think it's like last year, I can't remember who it was that was playing. I was like, oh, this is a sweep. Like I don't think it's one of those series.
I got you.
Yeah, I'll take the wings. We can go ahead and put wings up. We can put wings up on that. Because I think we talking business now. Phoenix is a good story, but it ain't the Warriors, dog. When you look at the Warriors, I think Forbes had the Warriors like 7th overall from a fan base standpoint, like just support. So, of course, like over the course of the years, all the getaway Bama's just jumped on the Warriors bandwagon, the whole Durant teams and stuff. I mean, Steph is still the most deadliest shooter in the league. So
he just won the scoring title.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you ask me.
Are we guaranteeing that Memphis ain't going to beat
the Spurs?
The Warriors in that second play-in game?
No, it ain't happening.
Okay.
I mean, they just played the Grizzlies and washed them.
Okay.
It was close for 4 quarters until the last 5 minutes. Steph Curry put on his Magneto helmet and went hamburger and cheese. And then it was over, dog. It was over. The Bama just turned into the utopia and just cooked, and it was done. So, I mean, I just don't see it happening, dog. I mean, if you're looking at those teams from a like, if we looking at let's put a rating on popularity rating on those teams, right? So you got the Lakers, they probably in the 90%, right? I feel like the Warriors is probably like in the 80. Then the Spurs is probably like 65. They took a hit. The whole Tim Duncan years, the Ginobili, all that's gone. So they working with it. I know they got DeJounte Murray and they got pieces, but it's just not the same.
It's
Yeah,
not
so
the same Spurs.
so their rating is lower on the total point. It's in the 60, maybe 50. And then you got Grizzlies. They got Ja Morant. Everybody's excited about him. You like the matchup, but they still ain't done nothing. And I feel like everybody from a perception standpoint knows that they're missing pieces. So the expectation for me is really low for them, which I think translates to most people who don't even watch basketball. You say Grizzlies, who the Grizzlies? Name 3 players. They're like, huh? Who? So you say, who the Warriors got? Steph Curry. He's going to come out off Break City. So I think that's what's going to really determine stuff because I believe in Stern's orders, though. I believe in it.
Yeah, and Morant though could be his coming out party for this playoff playing, and then people are gonna go behind this young explosive.
I still ain't got my wings for that Rookie of the Year joint though either. D. Bama's be treating me dirty. If I done lost 2 bets and before the show was over, Bama was in my DMs. Young, can I get that bread? But when I be winning bets, they want to make me dig in the files, dog. Paul.
Hey, yo, listen, we was shut down from the pandemic. We couldn't even get outside, dog. Bams was wearing raincoats during the day and the like.
DoorDash send wings.
You're right. You're right. All right, on to the eastern side. The Wizards, they squeaked in there. Got the 8th seed. They playing against Boston tonight. This one could be close. I don't think Jaylen Brown is playing tonight. So, the Boston Celtics is underhanded, but they generally get the best of us. We've had some run-ins with Boston and just caught the short end of the stick. Can the Wizards beat Boston?
I don't think they'll beat Boston, but I think they'll beat the Pacers or the Hornets and get that 8th seed.
Okay, they played I think they played the Hornets the last game of the season. They beat them. So
and they
know
watched the Pacers twice, like the same week, back-to-back game.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think if you're the Wizards, you go into this game and you treat it like do or die, and you get a W, and you move to the 7th seed. But honestly,
they want to go to the 8th seed. They're not trying to play the Nets in the first.
You're right. But that's the thing. You playing 2 games back to back. So I don't think you with guys like dealing with injuries. You got Bradley Beal dealing with injuries.
Is he playing tonight?
He's gonna play tonight. He played the other night, and so I would expect him to play again tonight. I saw that, but
he only had 24. I figured he was still hurt.
No, but he scored big buckets in the 4th quarter, though. I mean, speaking of which, I've slandered the man, but that type of play, when you gut it out and you just really you strap on your boots and you get it done, and there's no excuses, like to me that goes a long way in my book, because there's a lot of players out here. You see them holding their ankle. Next game they be in sweatpants and on the sideline, and then or they
then you see him at Sequoia's later that night.
Exactly, dog. Exactly. During the pandemic. So I respect the man for putting in the work. I know he plays so through through most of the game, but the 4th quarter, the Bama showed up like he was healthy. And so I would anticipate and expect him to play again tonight, given the circumstances. I mean, I guess you guys may be right. You don't want to play the Nets.
No, not at all.
But if you
not to say they're going to beat the 76ers. That's not what I'm saying. But you have the sweepers coming if you play the Nets.
Mm-hmm. You saying 0 chance.
0 games.
Okay, so versus the 76ers, what percentage will you put on them having
it's still chance? A 0, but they might win a game.
Okay.
Because they struggle with the bigs, especially trying to defend the big.
Well, I'll say this. I think I agree with you. 1, no need for wings, but I do think that Westbrook would like to go against the Nets, dog.
Would he?
I think he would.
I believe so.
Because those are his former teammates.
Teammates, yeah.
And they feel like they got the jump sewn up. And I think Westbrook is alpha male, not beta, who likes situations that show he's alpha.
Right.
And this will be, you talk about legacy.
So you're saying for selfish reasons, not for basketball reasons?
Yeah, not for basketball reasons.
Okay, gotcha.
This is the jump to be like, y'all hated on me, and I put y'all out. They don't got to win no more. If they did that, Aaron, would you then concede?
It's nothing like a DC fan. We not even going to entertain. You talking about the dog, see? They ain't even got past the 2 playing games, and this nigga talking about beating the Nets. I'm done. I'm walking off early. Y'all got the rest of the show. I'm out. Turn my camera off, dog.
Oh, man.
Only in this city, dog.
Oh man. Yeah,
but see,
I tried to bet him that they was going to make the playoffs just last week. He ain't want to put wings on it. Now he talking about them beating the Nets.
I mean, that's the thing right there, though. You see what the NBA got us doing?
Kwame Brown
You see what
he got wizard confidence again.
You see what the NBA did?
Because I know the whole time they lied to me about him.
Yeah,
so I know it might be it's something we don't. Do they got a chance?
But the NBA, man, this is exactly what they are doing.
Yeah, you're right. It's Stern orders.
You
think about
you
it.
The one saying Stern orders.
Dog, 65% of the NBA teams have a chance to play for playoffs. That's crazy. Out of 30 teams, 20 have an opportunity. That's
this done a hoop it up tournament, though.
That was a slick way of taking the playoffs to 10 teams instead of or 10 on each side.
Right.
Without calling it the playoffs.
Right. But that's what essentially it is, though.
That's just like when you go to the casino and you just exchange your bread for chips.
So it don't feel like money.
So it don't feel like money, dog.
It's just chips.
When you 3K down in a hole,
right,
going to the ACM, Joe say insufficient funds.
Right.
You got to call home and call your bank.
Cash app.
Get a wire transfer or something.
Right.
You know, from a payday loan who going to take you to task and try to get their bread back 20 years later. Dog, you know I had a payday loan, Bama's child reach out to me. I owe them bread from 2002. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Stop.
Statutes of limitations up on that.
I said,
right.
Come on, stop. Then they try to threaten me like they going to take me to court. No, I said, bro, please take me to court. Please. Bama's, dog, these Bama's, they the dirtiest Bama's in the world. So them and tow truck drivers, young. I don't mess
Are they
with
dirtier than the people that go to them to get money?
Yeah, you're right.
Dog, we talk about self-accountability over this joint.
Right.
If you in a position where you got to take a loan at 300% interest.
Right.
They sit on the other side of the counter, like on the counter like this, like.
I would too if I got a dummy coming about to give me 300% interest on what I give him.
Dog,
I got you, whatever you need.
Dog, when you hurting, though, you hurting. You know what it means to hurt, dog.
Yeah, and I also know what it means to pay a ridiculous interest rate because you want to be hard-headed.
Right.
Yeah, you right, dog.
Well, hold on. It was never mind. That's off the show. I don't even want to talk about. You wasn't in Miami, was you? When you when you went to the payday Babas?
No. I was down bad.
But it wasn't Miami. Okay.
Look, hold on, dog. Let me tell you that story. I was down bad. I called D. I was down bad. But that bad was down bad too at the same time. And I was like, dang, dog. Like, young, you can't ask Obama for money when he down bad already. You just gotta, like, young. All right, man. I hit you when I get home, dog. I had to
grab his title and went to the payday joint.
Oh, nah. I can't do the title. Heck no, dog. I'm just asking for a $300 cash advance so I can eat lunch this week.
But they don't make you give them the title?
Nah. You got to give them routing numbers and direct access to account. So when your check come through.
So what if you don't pay them? How they
garnish.
get their bread back?
They're trying to garnish.
They garnish, dog.
Yeah.
They like taxes. They like Uncle Sam. They don't
like the IRS?
It don't matter. It just you just got a negative whatever you borrow on your account. Negative 900, negative 1200, whatever. You got to pay the bank back. So, yeah, that jump. Wow. So, Pacers, Hornets. Who y'all got in that jump?
I think I like the Hornets in that game.
Hornets. Yeah, I like the Hornets too. I like LaMelo and the Hornets, but I mean, don't count out the Pacers, dog. They got some ballers on that squad. Levert, Sabonis' son, he tough. That Bama is he tough. He might be the most underrated player in the league. Sabonis' son, him and Jokic might be the two most underrated Bamas in the league.
I think they size Jokic though.
No, Jokic is real, dog.
It's
He's
just
real.
ugly, so Bamas don't want to give.
It's
him respect.
ugly, dog.
Yeah,
It's
that's what it
slow.
is.
It looked like. Listen, I'm gonna tell you how it really is, dog. You know I play fantasy basketball, all of that, bro. The numbers this Bama be putting up is crazy, bro. Dog, the Bama be having like 34 points, 17 rebounds, and 12 assists. And if you watch the game, you just like, dog, how did this Bama get 30-something points on this dude? Dog, he be doing fall away jumpers. He go to the lane, spin off you, body contact, all types of he a beast, dog. He a beast. Shout out Jenna Garcia. And I know her Nuggets. They got the 3rd seed.
Oh, are they letting fans in the games?
Yeah.
So if your boys get in, you vaccinated, right? Or no?
Nah. Do I gotta be?
I get on parole next Friday, dog. I might have to go. We might have to go front row one of them. Wizards
No, that's
games.
right. You walking right into the tunnel with all this. I mean, you know, people still getting COVID even with the vaccine.
I don't trust them. I think they got fake vaccine cards. Long as I know I ain't gonna die from no joint.
That's enough. You
No,
get
I've been in this joint for a year and a
Yeah,
half.
nah, you
Almost.
definitely
I
been
gotta
in
hit the
there.
streets, dog.
Okay, and so any other series? I mean, we're gonna update it as we go along each week. But you got the Knicks and the Hawks. I got the Knicks winning that joint.
I like to see just the fact that Knicks are back in the playoffs,
Knicks
man.
is back, dog.
Man, they
Respect.
back.
Shout
I
out.
haven't seen them play
Tuck.
one game all year.
They back. Dog.
I haven't
They tough.
either, but just the fact that they're
No,
back.
they gritty. They play defense.
he
You got
love
the
that.
Heat. You got the Heat of the 3rd seed versus the Bucks. I don't know how the Bucks done slipped to the 6th. They just, I mean,
They flip flopped because the Heat was at 6 just last week, I think.
yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is.
First round bounce,
For who?
the Bucks.
Giannis?
Yikes.
Yeah.
Nah, I think they squeaked through. It's going 7 though. Log that in. It's
Jimmy
definitely
Butler
going
might
7.
have something to say about that. I
Yeah,
mess
Jimmy
with
Butler's a
though.
dog. He go hard body. Mavs and Clippers. Is that Clippers? Got that locked up?
That's a lot.
Okay. Nuggets, Portland.
I don't know. I might like Portland here.
Yeah, that's a 50-50 toss up. They ain't good for one game winner to hit you with a game winner.
And Murray out. He the one that usually cook for the
Right.
Nuggets when the playoffs start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, we gonna see, yeah. We definitely gonna see how it unfolds, how it shakes out. On to some NFL news before we get out of here for the day. Dog, I'm about to show y'all this video. Bateman, and you already know what I'm gonna say, Aaron, but I'm gonna just show
He
so that
basket
people
catching
can
out
see.
here?
I didn't put the too clean on the video. See.
Basket catching.
See. People don't know a basket catch till you show them a bat. When you put your arms out like that, that's not how you're supposed to catch that pass. You're supposed to catch that pass like this.
He
with
doesn't
your
trust his hands.
extended.
He doesn't
Don't trust his hands. And what I'm telling you is, I know people want Lamar Jackson to get a receiver, but the Baltimore Ravens still don't have a number 1 receiver. I'm gonna be the first to tell you. You're gonna be like, yeah, how you gonna write him off because of that one catch? It looked like he caught it with his hands. Dog, his forearms was in the.
He had his arms turned the wrong way, like trying to basically basket catch a pass out in front of him, which is damn near. And you asking for trouble, dog.
You asking for trouble, and that's the thing. He's basket catching with no defenders. when there's a defender on you, you can't it's harder to basket catch. You gotta have strong hands. You catch it, pull it in. Like it looked problematic to me.
They took him in the first, right?
They took him in the first, though. I mean, maybe they could get us to come help them do wide receiver evaluations, but I can.
They're really bad at picking wide receivers. So hopefully this bad will work out because I want Lamar to have a chance because you know it's all gonna fall on his shoulders. But
you picking basket catchers, dog. What kind of chance you gonna get with a basket catcher?
But he got wheels though.
He do got wheels. He
can make plays. That's the thing.
But but when basket catchers on your team, when you throw the ball deep and it goes over like they gotta catch it like this.
You gotta turn around.
You gotta turn around and body it.
Or jump for no reason. You already know the drill.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that jumping for no reason be blowing me, man.
And people that don't know what we're looking at or can't really tell, they go, "What the hell are you talking about?" You know, your goofy man that be on IG that got a problem with everything. What are you talking about? He caught the ball, but you gonna see.
You gonna see, and when you see it, you gonna be like, "Dog, how they know?" Dog, it's simple. I ain't gotta make this up, dog. I know basket catching when I see it. Route, nice breakdown, basket catch.
But at least he didn't use it. When I think of basket catch, I'm thinking of you catching it with your chest.
It was too low, D. If he could have.
Hey, look. That's the thing, though. Amani Toomer was probably, I think he's like top all-time Giants wide receiver in terms of yards and all that stuff. And he was a basket catcher. Everything he did was, and he was, yeah.
One dog, you gonna get one basket catcher that make it through, but just as a norm,
as an elite, so it's not just say he's gonna be a bust, but when you see things like that, one, it tells you he doesn't trust his hands. Two, it tells me he's not an A1 elite receiver. Now maybe he can get that cleaned up. It's super early, but to me, it's just a sign that year one, this ain't gonna be a first round wide receiver the way.
Exactly. And then when Bama's incising you, I don't know if that's a fan who wrote that, but like when they gassing you, like that's acceptable. I just, because I'd have told him, dog, no basket catcher. First of all, he wouldn't be on the team if I was scout squad.
They got to change their offense, though. I don't care who they get at wide receiver.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Ryan Carrigan to the Eagles. Do you care?
I think it's a good sign for both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Because he chose, I think he took a little less money to stay in the NFC East. So he want to play your boys twice a year.
That's exactly what that is.
Yeah, that's revenge. You already know. And they're going to size it. You know they're going to size it on the broadcast.
Yeah, because they love Chris Cooley part 2.
You know, Morgan Moses says he wants out. You letting him walk?
You want him out too, right? All he do is get holding calls and get turnstile.
And the thing is, like, I don't really want to talk about Morgan because the Bama, he.
As a football player, we talking about football on the field. We're not talking about his personal life.
Okay. Fair enough. Football-wise, dog, he is 76.
And that's generous.
76 on Madden, dog. Between 72 and 76. I mean, I can't give him no higher. And you're right, that's generous.
And also the thing that troubles me is I'm assuming this is the last year of his deal. I'm trying to remember. I remember Bruce gave him that 4-year extension.
Yeah,
I think
he got
this
an
might
extension.
be. He's going into his final year. So he sees them draft a tackle at 2 from Texas. Then they sign a boy from Chicago. And he's looking at it like, I'm going to probably be a cap casualty because they're going to mess around and try to save some of this $7 million. And he doesn't have confidence that he's going to win the job and get an extension. Mm-hmm. So I get it in a way. But at the same time, you weren't here cooking. You was sitting here racking up holding calls.
Yeah, you was a 76, dog.
And just to kind of confirm what you were saying, after this year, he's under contract for 1 more year, but there's no dead money associated with it. So if you were to let him go, you don't take a cap hit. I mean, you take a cap hit, it says right now for $7 million, but there's no dead money.
I think they'll try to trade him, if anything.
And if they trade him, the other team picks up the whole salary, I think is what I read.
Yeah, it's like $7.7 million.
And they might be able to get something decent of value back for a starting right tackle. because they don't see him getting turnstiled every week.
Yeah, so they believe.
Not turnstile, but the holding calls every
Yeah,
week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Packers signed Blake Bortles, Kurt Benkert to the team. Does this help them in their Aaron Rodgers
Why?
they
situation?
did better off signing me and you than signing
You
these two
right.
bums.
Yeah.
You're
Why?
right.
I'd have took the league minimum. I'd have been there on time. I probably to complete more passes than Blake Bortles and whatever this joker name is. Get out of here.
That's desperation, in my opinion.
No, that's an insult.
Right, he laughing. Aaron Rodgers laughing. Like, I want to see this. I'm definitely not coming now.
You already know. Is there any rookie that y'all excited to see this year? Anybody you like?
Man. I want to see the rookies on. I want to see, you know what I'm saying, Ojolari really for the Giants.
Oh yeah, I know you want to see people on your team.
Yeah,
I already know who
yeah.
Rookie of the Year going to be.
Who's
Who?
that?
Rookie of the Year, Justin Fields, Chicago Bears.
Ooh,
And they making the playoffs.
ooh. Mac come back. That defense come back strong, and then
Yeah.
oh yeah. Now I can see it, dog. I don't think that's far fetched at all. Yeah, I definitely can see it. I think so. I'm kind of intrigued by the Trevor Lawrence situation because I just want to see how that whole situation is going to play out.
For his first year,
Yeah, his first year. But I do want to see my man at linebacker for us.
Oh, Jamin Davis.
Yeah, Davis. I want to see him at linebacker for us. See what he's going to do.
Lawrence going
how
to
he
break
gonna
the
act.
rookie touchdown record, too. I'm going on wax now with that.
What's
Really?
the
20.
record?
24.
Oh, if that's the record, dog, I'm picking him up. Fantasy. I'm gonna go ahead and rock with him then, off the strength of that. Follow us at OSS 980 at Other Side of Sports. Appreciate everybody joining us for the broadcast today. Shout out Lil Christian. Shout out Where's Buffy. We'll try to get one of them dudes on the show. My man Earl Kendall, get him on the show at some point. Shout out to Jenna Garcia. Shout out to Sports Talk Tasha. Try to get her on the show at some point too. Shout out to Ben and Knows Best. Lance J Radio. Everybody who supports us, share the show, the content. We appreciate you. We out.
Hey,
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Laws, OSS 980, Other Side of Sports. We need your support. There's many ways you can support us. You can subscribe to the channel, can cash app us at OSS 980, even cop some gear from the OSS store through the link in the description. You can support us in a way that doesn't cost you anything by sharing the content. Either way, we need you to show your support for our brand to grow. If you rock with us, we'd be honored if you show your support in a tangible way. Thank you.